Yo guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of
Happily Whatever After. So after a lot of controversy on a lot of our reels and so many of you reaching out to us for the past 3 months who have reached the almost, the absolute end of their frustration in being in the relationship, not being in the relationship,
yes.
wanting to get out of your marriage in the first year of marriage and wanting to end it all because it's not working rather than working on the issues. So we have decided to bring you guys a reality check, like we always do, the reality of divorce this time,
But from the perspective of a man and a woman.
both,
Yes.
and with different kinds of issues that you guys have asked for to be discussed. And here we are with our special guest. We
So-
can call him Samay because
Samay,
he's been
yes.
on our podcast before.
Yes.
And we can call her Parul, obviously, because everybody knows her. She's
Yes.
quite the celebrity.
Oh my god. Thank you.
Welcome, Parul.
Thank you for having me again on the podcast.
And it's
Welcome,
different
Samay.
this time because you guys are here giving us a perspective at the same time. You guys have been on our podcast with a different mindset, but the whole idea of calling you for this podcast was to make people understand that what happens when they reach the end of the relationship. And a lot of time, people think that they are not able to understand that कि कोई औरत गलत है या मर्द गलत है. It is always that decision making that what happened in the relationship. So we thought that this will be the right purpose when we have two perspective at the same time talking about what happens in the mind of two different people in the
What a
relationship.
man goes through when he goes through divorce and what a woman goes through. We both did your separate episodes and her episode के obviously comment section में ऐसा आया था. But what about?
Yes.
So this is the answer to what about. Okay,
Yes.
guys. So let's start.
Yes.
Are we ready?
Yes,
No, I guess we are.
absolutely.
Okay. So I just wanted you guys to maybe Samay can go first. That what exactly happened in a brief, this thing which led to your divorce.
In my case, actually, there was no major incident that happened, which we can say कि ये एक ऐसा incident हुआ जिसने सब कुछ down the hill trigger कर दिया फिर. It was piling up, I think, with छोटे-छोटे frustrations, anger issues की form में निकलता है जैसे है ना उस तरीके से start हुआ वो और वो pile up होते होते ऐसी stage पे पहुंचा जहाँ पे वो disrespect, insults और वो चीज़ें इतनी frequent होती गई फिर and then indifferent ही absolutely indifferent हो जाना towards each other. तो it was just a very clear case. Try किया था काफ़ी कि शायद counseling के through. We also took a lot, maybe a bit more time than we should have. But again, we tried marriage counseling twice. It did not work. So I think उसके अलावा कोई चारा था नहीं फिर. We just had to take a call because eventually I was personally, I can say, slipping into depression badly. And I think she was also struggling through her own issues. So yeah, I think we were both in a space जहाँ पे हम compatible तो बिल्कुल ही नहीं रह पा रहे थे.
And how long was your marriage?
So we got married in 2017 and we started facing the issues I think around 1.5 years after that. And उसके बाद से struggles चल ही रहे थे. 2021 के बाद से चीज़ें बहुत खराब हो गई थी.
And it's still going on.
Oh, it's still going on. Courtesy the systems and processes that we have in India. वो उसमें और linger कर रहे हैं चीज़ों को. तो यहाँ पर अगर से दिक्कत ये होती है कि the only way we can get a good decision, quick decision in India is if people are able to decide mutually. Unfortunately, अगर mutual grounds पे आप नहीं आ पा रहे हो तो फिर you are in for a long game here.
How many years has it been for the divorce now? Divorce proceedings going on.
It's 2 years now.
And we would also like to inform our audiences that because the proceedings are going on, Samay is not, we are not showing
Revealing
his
the
face
yes.
because it should not count against him in any way because there are already a lot of things going on. But thank you so much, Samay, for still being here.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for the invite.
For the sake of the larger good, for the sake of more and more people getting to know the reality of such cases.
Yes.
And another reason is that I, of course, understand that the purpose for which you are doing this, and I'm in for it. So more than happy to join in.
So glad.
So glad. What about you, Parul? What happened? And I mean, we know the story, but then what was exactly with you? If you can guide us.
So there were a lot of issues from the in-laws side. The issues that I faced personally, I did not have a lot of issues with my husband. But because of the issues with the in-laws, he had a lot of issues with me. So this is, I think, the biggest reason that I was not willing to give up on the marriage too soon, which is why it took us a little longer than it should have. And हमारे केस में शादी तो बहुत छोटी थी. It was just a 5 months old marriage, and after that, because I was not willing to give up and because I forced a lot and I really wanted things to work out, तो हम लोगों ने थोड़ा ज़्यादा समय लिया. मैंने थोड़ा ज़्यादा लिया, या मैंने मेरी ज़िद थी, ये कह सकते हैं, क्योंकि एक तो बहुत बड़ा टैबू है डिवोर्स. उसके अलावा मुझे ये लगता था कि हम लोग चीज़ें वर्कआउट कर सकते हैं. अगर ये इन लॉज वाला प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाए तो हम लोग आपस में अगर चाहें तो वी कैन मेक थिंग्स वर्क. और मेरी कोशिश भी वही थी, उसी डायरेक्शन में मैं कोशिश कर रही थी. लेकिन आई थिंक लड़के जो हमारी, आई थिंक स्पेशली इंडियन सोसाइटी में जो लड़के होते हैं, उनके लिए शादी इज़ नॉट जस्ट अबाउट 2 people. उनके लिए फैमिली इज़ एज इम्पॉर्टेंट. लड़कियों के लिए भी होती है, लेकिन अगर वही रीज़न बन जाए शादी टूटने का या फिर प्रॉब्लम्स का, तो फिर लड़कियां स्टिल चाहती हैं कि एटलीस्ट पार्टनरशिप बची रहे. लेकिन लड़कों के लिए इट्स लाइक अगर वो वाला एस्पेक्ट वर्क नहीं कर रहा है तो शादी वर्क ही नहीं कर सकती है. तो ये हमारे 2 अप्रोचेस में बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस था, आई थिंक. और मैंने फिर भी कोशिश की. उसकी तरफ से भी जब उसने देखा कि मैं बहुत ज़्यादा कोशिश कर रही हूँ, उसने भी कोशिश की, बट इवेंचुअली थिंग्स डिड नॉट वर्क आउट. एंड आई थिंक आफ्टर 3 years ऑफ आवर सेपरेशन वी फाइनली गॉट डिवोर्स्ड. बट इट वॉज अ म्यूचुअल थिंग, बिकॉज वो तो ऑलरेडी प्रो डिवोर्स था. जब मैं भी मान गई तो फिर प्रोसेस जो थी वो उतनी ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं थी. इट वाज अ म्यूचुअल डिवोर्स और हमने बहुत ही स्मूथ और इजी, जस्ट टुक अस 6 months एंड वी फाइनलाइज्ड द डिवोर्स.
You can see the stark reality
Yeah.
already,
Yes.
that someone who's struggling with
Yes.
a divorce case for such a long time and someone who finished it in less than
हाँ, तो एक्चुअली वो लाइक ही राइटली सेड, वो इंटरनल जो स्ट्रगल है वो लंबा छोटा हो सकता है, लेकिन वंस बोथ द पीपल आर ऑन द सेम पेज और वो स्ट्रगल इंटरनली खत्म हो जाए, यू रीच्ड अ पॉइंट और अ डिसीजन, आई थिंक देन द सिस्टम एंड द लॉ ऑल्सो, the processes are not that complicated. Then very easily they will also grant you the divorce. Yeah.
So I have a very interesting question. Like you said that it takes some time and you have the partner also to be on the same stage. But in India, divorce has always been this taboo. And I would also like to understand from you that how did your decision of getting separated impacted your relationship with your friends and families and the closed one? Were there any issues? Because a lot of times, marriage is such a, it's a thing where 2 people are getting together, but there are people also associated. So how does that, what is your thought on it?
I think अभी सोसाइटी एज अ जनरल थोड़ा सा एक्सेप्टिंग हो गई है, मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है. लेकिन प्रोबब्ली इट्स ऑल्सो अनदर फैक्टर इज द जनरेशन दैट वी आर कमिंग फ्रॉम. तो वो टैबू खुद के दिमाग में ज़्यादा था, जितना शायद बाहर नहीं था. सो उसका इफेक्ट ये था दैट आई स्टार्टेड आइसोलेटिंग माई सेल्फ फ्रॉम माई फ्रेंड्स, फ्रॉम माई फैमिली, रिलेटिव्स, बिकॉज ऑफ कि मैं अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर चीज़ें ऑकवर्ड चल रही हैं, आई एम नॉट गेटिंग मच सपोर्ट फ्रॉम हर एट ऑल. सो टू अवॉइड एनी ऑकवर्ड सिचुएशंस मैं कहीं जा ही नहीं रहा हूँ, सोशल नहीं हो रहा हूँ ज़्यादा. आई एम अवॉइडिंग पीपल इन जनरल. तो दैट वाज अ वेरी वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड इम्पैक्ट आई क्लियरली हैड. अदरवाइज रिलेशंस थोड़े से खराब भी हुए. आई डोंट नो, शी हैड वेरी स्पेसिफिक इंटेंशन एक्चुअली. once or twice इंटेंशनल था वो कि that she wanted to make things awkward with my relatives. तो that was intentional, but otherwise because of the reason, अगर मैं बोलूँ कि I am getting separated or divorced, इसकी वजह से लोगों ने मुझे कुछ अलग से ट्रीट किया हो, not really. In fact मुझे थोड़ा सा जो सच में मैटर करते हैं लोग, उनसे मुझे थोड़ा सा अफेक्शन वाला फील आया कि they were more caring कि are you okay, are you all right, which was really probably a good thing. I was isolating myself unnecessarily.
I'm sure Parul has a lot to reflect on this because obviously the society always attaches more stigma for a woman
Yeah.
who gets divorced.
But while he was answering the question, I was kind of surprised कि कितना सिमिलर है. मुझे लगता था कि बहुत डिफरेंट होता है एक लड़के और एक लड़की के लिए, पर लाइक ही सेड ना, वॉट एवर ही वॉज गोइंग थ्रू इंटरनली, that's kind of the same thing I was going through internally. What he observed in his relatives and closed ones is the same thing that I observed. So I think बहुत सारी चीज़ें ना, we all come down to the human level and not being a man or a woman. I think ये बहुत ही human emotions होते हैं, और जो लोग वाकई में हमें समझते हैं और जो लोग हमारे लिए genuinely care करते हैं, I think वहाँ पर ये मैटर नहीं करता whether you are a man or a woman. I just realized this because फैमिली के साथ में अगर आपके अच्छे टर्म्स हैं, अगर आपके पेरेंट्स, आपकी फैमिली आपको सच में समझती है, तो फिर चाहे आप इस प्रोसेस से गुजर रहे हो या किसी भी और चैलेंज से गुजर रहे हो, आई थिंक उनके रिएक्शन सिमिलर होंगे. और अगर आपकी जनरली फैमिली से नहीं बहुत अच्छी बनती है या उनके साथ में आपकी वेवलेंथ नहीं मैच होती, तो फिर लाइफ का कोई भी चैलेंज हो, चाहे वो डिवोर्स हो या कोई और चैलेंज हो, उनके साथ में एक फ्रिक्शन रहेगा. तो मेरे साथ में मुझे अपनी मदर की साइड से काफ़ी इश्यूज़ आए, और रिलेटिव्स, लाइक आई ऑल्सो मैंशनड इन द पॉडकास्ट अर्लियर, कि मैं खुद ही अपने आप को थोड़ा आइसोलेट कर रही थी लाइक समय, एंड आई वॉज जजिंग माई सेल्फ टू मच. वो मेरे अंदर जो बहुत बड़ा टैबू बन गया था, आई थिंक वो मुझे रोक रहा था. और क्योंकि आप अपने बहुत अच्छे फ्रेम ऑफ माइंड में नहीं होते हो, तो आपकी रिलेशनशिप्स अफेक्ट इसीलिए भी होती हैं क्योंकि आपकी तरफ से चीज़ें नॉर्मल नहीं है या पहले जैसी नहीं है. लेकिन एक और चीज़ मैं पॉइंट आउट करना चाहूँगी कि इस तरह की सिचुएशंस जब भी आपकी लाइफ में आती हैं, चाहे वो सेपरेशन हो या कोई और फेलियर हो लाइफ का या कोई और चैलेंज हो लाइफ का, मुझे लगता है कि इट्स अ वेरी गुड टाइम टू रियली टेस्ट व्हाट and who are your true well-wishers and friends and relatives. So I would like to point out the fact that those 3-4 years when I was going through this, I think it was a blessing also because I saw true colors of everyone. मुझे समझ में आया कि कौन एक्चुअली में केयर करता है, और कई लोग होते हैं जो केयर बहुत करते हैं आपकी, लेकिन ऐसे टाइम पर उनकी सोच, आपको असली सोच पता चलती है. लाइक one of my cousins who I was very close to, she started saying such orthodox things. She completely disregarded my feelings, my struggle, my whatever trauma I was going through. And her only focus was that you just have to make it work, even though she knew that I'm already trying to make it work. But she completely disregarded my feelings in the process, So till date, my relationship with her is not the same. But I'm not very sad about it. मुझे लगता है कि ठीक है, एटलीस्ट उस टाइम पे अगर उसने मुझे मेरे बारे में नहीं सोचा, तो देन ट्रूली शी इज़ नॉट माई वेल विशर, सो उस हिसाब से मुझे लगता है कि मैं बहुत लकी भी हूँ. मुझे बहुत सारे ट्रू फेसेस भी पता चले, और मुझे ये भी पता चला कि कौन से वो लोग थे जो शायद जिनसे मैं पहले इतनी क्लोज नहीं थी, लेकिन उस टाइम पर मैंने उनकी केयर देखी, उनका कंसर्न देखा, और मुझे समझ आया कि नहीं यार, मैं अपने आप को डिस्टेंट इनसे बना के चलती थी, बट दीज पीपल ट्रूली केयर फॉर मी. तो it was a mixed bag, but I think in terms of the reality check, वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा मिल गया उस टाइम पे.
Yeah, because I was always मतलब वो हमें बचपन से सिखाया जाता है ना कि divorce is a big no, and especially for us girls, right? That so I always used to feel scared for you as your friend, because we've been friends for so long, that you'll get a lot of judgment, and you'll not be treated as well by general people in your family, or and usually it's not the strangers जिनके रिएक्शन हमें हर्ट करते हैं, राइट? It's usually our own loved ones, close ones.
Yes.
Who react a certain way, like you just mentioned your cousin. So I'm also curious to know that apart from this cousin, did you feel in general a pressure to, and I think this applies to Samay also, a question to both of you, did you feel a lot of pressure to make it work, like you said, before it reached the final aspect of divorce?
So in my case, initially my family, because when they saw that the guy is just he's इतनी जल्दी, वो ऐसे बिल्कुल कहते हैं ना कि पल्ला झाड़ दिया उसने, तो इनिशियली दे वर इन शॉक एंड दे वर लाइक प्लीज डोंट गो बैक to their place, you know, matlab they were in shock also and they were like we did not expect this and because I had hidden a lot of things from them क्योंकि मेरे साथ क्या क्या हो रहा है वहाँ पे मैं उनको नहीं बताती थी उतना ज़्यादा. तो द मोमेंट ऐसा हुआ कि अब साथ में नहीं रहना है, द गाय इज लाइक आई डोंट वांट टू बी विद हर, सो दे वर शॉक्ड कि ये कैसे हो गया अचानक. और उन्होंने उनके लिए बहुत ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंटिंग था. तो दे वर लाइक कि आज हमें ये चीज़ पता चली है, इसके पहले क्या क्या तुम्हारे साथ हो रहा था हमें कुछ भी पता नहीं था, तो यू नो वी आर स्कैर्ड फॉर यू नाउ. तो इनिशियली उनका वो रिएक्शन था, बट आई टोल्ड देम दैट नो इट्स माई मैरिज एंड आई वुड वॉन्ट टू वर्क ऑन इट एट्सेट्रा. धीरे धीरे फिर उनका बस एक ही स्टैंड था. एक्चुअली दे वर ऑल्सो वेरी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. तो उनका स्टैंड ये था कि या तो तुम रहो साथ में और नहीं रहना है तो जस्ट लेट इट बी. सो वो प्रेशर एक्चुअली मेरी तरफ से ज़्यादा था. उनकी तरफ से आफ्टर अ पॉइंट इट वाज जस्ट कि जस्ट डू समथिंग, आर या पार ना, उस चीज़ को खींचो मत. क्योंकि आई थिंक लड़की के पेरेंट्स जो होते हैं इवन दो दे हैव अ लॉट ऑफ प्रेशर फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी बट दे ऑल्सो आर प्रेशर्ड फॉर द वेल बींग ऑफ द गर्ल. तो उन्हें ये भी नहीं चाहिए कि अभी तो समहाउ चीज़ें वर्क कर जाएं लेकिन फिर जिंदगी भर ये तमाशे चलते रहे, उन्हें ये नहीं चाहिए. तो उस हिसाब से माई पेरेंट्स वर नॉट प्रेशराइजिंग मी टू मेक इट वर्क. In fact, I don't think anyone was really pressurizing me apart from that one cousin I told you about. और अगर उनके मन में होगा भी तो no one was really coming and telling me that because they could see that already she is pro marriage. Had I been anti marriage कि मुझे नहीं करना, मैं ऐसे गुस्सा होके घर वापस आ गई होती तो फिर वो शायद मुझे समझाते और प्रेशराइज करते कि नहीं बेटा अगर वो चाह रहा है तो तुम्हारी तरफ से क्यों इतना प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है. तो मेरा केस आई थिंक थोड़ा डिफरेंट था. अदरवाइज आई एम श्योर आई वुड हैव डेफिनेटली यू नो फेल्ट द प्रेशर.
आई थिंक मैंने मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस में ये सुना है जहाँ पे कि पेरेंट्स थोड़ा सा इंटरवीन करते हैं, प्रेशराइज करते हैं. जैसा मुझे लगता है कि इधर इस केस में हुआ शुरू में. इनफैक्ट उन्होंने मुझे भी बहुत प्रेशराइज किया, हर पेरेंट्स. तो शुरू में ये प्रेशर ज़रूर मैंने लिया अपने ऊपर ही खुद कि आई हैव टू जस्ट मेक द थिंग्स. हाँ, एंड आई थिंक अगेन लाइक सो मेनी अदर थिंग्स इट जस्ट गोज बैक टू योर अपब्रिंगिंग. आप जिस अपब्रिंगिंग से आ रहे हो एंड आपको अगर वही एक रोल दिया गया है, यू जस्ट हैव टू फाइंड द सॉल्यूशंस. सो शुरू में तो वो एक गिल्ट रहता है बहुत लंबा कि मैंने क्या मिस कर दिया, इज देयर समथिंग आई एम मिसिंग हियर. एंड अगेन बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स इफ एक्चुअली इट्स अ वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड सिचुएशन जहाँ पे एक इंसान नहीं समझने को तैयार है तो वो विक्टिम कार्ड के साथ ही चल रहा होता है. सो व्हेन द अदर पर्सन इज प्लेइंग द विक्टिम कार्ड तो आप वैसे ही गिल्ट में रहते हो कि व्हाट द हेल एम आई मिसिंग. तो बहुत टाइम जाता है उसमें. You end up spending at least a year or more. मेरे केस में तो I spent a lot of time trying to fix things. I actually used to talk to her parents without telling her. In fact, they were also scared to tell her for a long time कि मैं और उसके parents आपस में बात कर रहे हैं कि how to figure out things to convince her to go for marriage counseling. And finally she put a condition कि नहीं पहले ये अगर 1-to-1 अपना therapy लेगा then I'll go for a couples therapy because issue is with him. इसका mental issue है कुछ. I was like okay. I went to the therapist and therapist was like कि marriage counseling है तो 2 लोग आएंगे ना, आप अकेले क्या कर रहे हो. I somehow convinced him then कि आप कर लो मेरे साथ 2-4 sessions and then I'll bring her. वो उसने condition डाला. So that's how we started. And it backfired. अभी फिर वही प्रॉब्लम है इंडिया में. अभी भी हम वही कन्वेंशन से जुड़े हैं. When things start to fall apart, तो I was a bit shocked because then they took a stand कि नहीं आप गलत कर रहे हो उसके साथ. I was like, I was talking to you all the time. The moment I realized कि अभी कुछ हो नहीं सकता है, and I then started bringing it up कि ठीक है डिवोर्स ही लेते हैं फिर. उसको नहीं रहना है मेरे साथ. We are not been staying for a long time together. तो let's move ahead. तो उनको लगा नहीं ये तो गलत है. So, but I think उससे पहले जो मैंने टाइम लिया जस्ट ट्राइंग टू स्टिक टू योर क्वेश्चन, तो वो मैंने प्रेशर लिया बहुत ज़्यादा दैट आई हैव टू जस्ट वर्क इट आउट समहाउ. मैंने अपनी फैमिली में शेयर नहीं की प्रॉब्लम ज़्यादा. इनफैक्ट उसके पेरेंट्स से प्रेफर किया शेयर करना. बट जब थोड़ा सा चीज़ें बढ़ गई, थ्रेट्स, धमकियाँ कि ये कर सकती हूँ, वो हो जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा, तो मुझे लगा अभी मुझे बताना पड़ेगा, ज़्यादा हो रहा है.
एक चीज़ मुझे याद आई व्हेन ही सेड ही वाज टॉकिंग टू हिज पेरेंट्स. तो एक और रीज़न कि क्यों ऐसा हुआ कि फैमिली उतना प्रेशराइज नहीं कर रही थी, बिकॉज जब हमारी शादी हुई नहीं थी तभी भी, बिकॉज इट वाज अ लव मैरिज राइट, तो मैं थोड़ी एडमेंट थी. लाइक पेरेंट्स बोलते हैं ना कि बेटा हमें देखने दो घर परिवार कैसा है क्या है वगैरह वगैरह. तो आई वाज लाइक कि आप अपनी तरफ से देख लो समझ लो, बट मैं शादी तो यही करने वाली हूँ, यू नो. तो एंड आई नो द रियलिटी एंड एवरीथिंग. तो पेरेंट्स वर लाइक कि ठीक है, लेट्स नॉट गेट इनटू दोज थिंग्स, क्योंकि फिर वो दिमाग में आ जाती हैं. बट it was not like they were too happy with the marriage family wise.
Correct.
They really liked the guy, but they were not very happy with the family. But ठीक है, because I really wanted that, they went along with it. तो बाद में जब like Samay said, he was also talking to the parents. My father, he actually went and met my ex-husband alone, and he sat with him, and he literally he did not beg, I would not use that word, but he literally he requested him a lot. He said that please, because he used to really respect my father. So he said कि बेटा मैं बोल रहा हूँ, please मेरे कहने पे तुम मेरी इतनी बात नहीं मानोगे. When she's trying to, she's willing to work on things etc. मेरे कहने पे एक बार बेटा कोशिश करो. But very bluntly and very straightforward. He was very straightforward. He said that it can't happen. They also saw the attitude of the family. So they actually could see that it's not the right thing for me to stay in that marriage. And जब उन्हें ऐसा रिस्पॉन्स मिला तो they could imagine कि मुझे कैसा रिस्पॉन्स मिलता होगा और मेरे साथ क्या होता होगा जब वो उनके साथ में ऐसा बिहेव कर रहे हैं. तो I think that was also one of the reasons that they did not pressurize me. In fact, they used to tell me कि बेटा बहुत टाइम हो गया, छोड़ दो तुम, let it be, because it's not the right thing for you. अब जो हो गया सो हो गया, but just खत्म करो इस चीज़ को. So it थोड़ा उल्टा था.
And just to clarify for the audience, when you said in-laws issue, the issue was actually what?
I think जो सबके साथ में होते हैं issues सारी, I think you've gone through it yourself. I would say all of this similar issues. Plus there was an added issue, which was that my mother-in-law was schizophrenic, which I knew about before the marriage, but I thought that I would be able to handle it because she is a patient, and you need a little bit of empathy and love to make it work. But after I got married, I realized that वो जो बीमारी है, it's just 20-30% of the problem.
Correct.
There are a lot of other issues, but वो सारे issues ना उस बीमारी के नीचे ढक जाते हैं. So like if your mother-in-law, for example, would do something which is not right, you can tell Karan, or he can see that something wrong is happening with my wife, and then he can tell the mother-in-law, his mother, that this is not supposed to happen, this is not right. But in my case, it was always that you have to understand, because she's a patient.
Correct.
So she's not doing this deliberately. It's not she's not voluntarily doing it. She's not intentionally doing it. But me being the daughter-in-law, me being the outsider, I could see what was the schizophrenic aspect of it and what was just the mother-in-law aspect of it. So as soon as, for example, my husband would leave,
Correct.
her tone of voice, the way she used to speak to me, what she used to say to me, everything would change. And ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट होता है. आप किसी को ये प्रूव नहीं कर सकते. आप लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अगर वो कुछ भी कर रही है, मुझे कुछ भी कह रही है, तो वो सारी चीज़ें उसी के अंडर आ जाती थी कि यू हैव टू जस्ट इग्नोर इट, पारुल, बिकॉज शी इज़ अ पेशेंट, शी डजंट नो व्हाट शी इज़ डूइंग. बट देन ऑल्सो लेट्स से दैट 100% of it was because of schizophrenia. Even then it is so difficult to live with a patient, right?
Correct.
My
Yeah,
mental
absolutely.
health and my emotional health and my physical health, in fact, it all was started getting affected too much. So maybe like my husband accused me of this once. He said that, Parul, you lied to me. You told me that you will handle everything, and now you're saying that you can't. So I used to always tell him that, okay, I said that, I promised you, and I told you, मैंने विश्वास दिलाया तुम्हें कि मैं handle कर लूँगी. You can call me a failure. Don't call me a liar. It was not like a planned thing ki, I will tell him that I will do this, but my actual plan is that I'll get married and I'll tell him that I can't live with your mother. My intentions were there. They were pure. They were, my heart was in the right place. A lot of people ask me, a lot of people tell me that, ये तो completely तुम्हारी गलती थी, क्योंकि जब तुम्हें पहले से पता था कि उसकी mother schizophrenic है.
I asked you that.
Yes. Then why did you agree to get married to him? And what I always tell them is that it's not his fault that his mother is schizophrenic, right? We loved each other, and imagine if someone tells you that, oh, I love you and I want to be with you, but because your mother is schizophrenic, I can't be with you. I don't think that's fair, first of all. The other thing is that he always showed me the picture that, my mother wants love and care and companionship, which she doesn't have. When you will come, she'll get all of that care and love and all that. And I was always okay with giving that. But then later I realized that it was not my love that she needed. For her, I was always an outsider. I was always this person who was coming between her and her son. She wanted the love of the son only. She did not want the love of the daughter-in-law. She did not want the care of the daughter-in-law. And it was becoming very difficult for me because I was trying my best. And at the same time, I was getting judged by my husband for not being able to, do that, because the mother was also not happy or satisfied. So this was, I think, broadly the issue. And the father-in-law was just cherry on the cake.
Let's just leave it
Yes. Thank you.
Basically, just paraphrasing everything that you said, that it was probably the most common issue everybody has faced.
Yeah.
Plus the
That
added-
when the son had to create his own life with a life partner, it was such that the family had an issue, and they somehow convinced the son also that the issue was the daughter-in-law. And not the fact that eventually it would lead to him having a lonely life without a life partner.
I have a very interesting question, Rahul, to this is that this was, a story from a woman's perspective, what she has gone through. But what happens with a man is that, I would like to understand from you that how did you tackle the moment when you understood that there were, sudden allegations on you for domestic violence and harassment? How did you tackle that? And what happens in the process when you are going through divorce, and how do you handle it? That is something that we would like to understand from you.
And are we saying the right things? Were those the allegations, or if there's anything different?
No, it's pretty much it actually, and a lot more than that. So, and that was a bit of a shock for me. क्योंकि मुझे ये लगता था कि she has anger issues maybe, the way maybe जिद्दी है, narcissism to a lot of extent. But ये नहीं पता था कि they might or she might stoop low to such a level कि आप इतने openly इतने major allegations लगा के, and that too not just on me, 3 more of my family members. So yeah, that was a shock.
Can you tell us a little bit more about those allegations? What were they?
Mainly domestic violence, some fabricated dates कि इस दिन पे मैं उनके पेरेंट्स के घर गया और मैंने वहाँ झगड़ा किया और मारपीट की, और and it was around 40-50 page मोटा petition. So okay, so I'll add a little bit detail to it कि अभी recently जब अब प्रोसेस तो चल रहा है ये सब इंडिया में, एक बार आप चले गए लीगल प्रोसेस में तो बाहर निकलने का, एक वो होटल कैलिफोर्निया सॉन्ग था ना, यू कैन चेक इन बट यू कैन नेवर चेक आउट, वैसा कुछ हाल हो जाता है. सो वहाँ पर ये चीज़ समझ में आ रही है इजीली, एंड ओपनली एवरीवन एक्सेप्ट्स कि आप लॉयर के पास जाओगे, आप जाके बोलोगे मुझे ये वाला केस डालना है, दे हैव अ सैम्पल फॉर्मेट, दे विल जस्ट चेंज द नेम्स, डेट्स, छोटी मोटी डिटेल्स चेंज की, एंड दैट्स इट. So in my case, for example, when I decided that I'll go for divorce, that time जो मेरे लॉयर थे उन्होंने एक पूरा फॉर्मेट बना के वैसे दिया, उसमें सब लिखा है, ये ले गए, वो ले गए, ये उठा के ले गए.
To you or to her?
नहीं, to me. उन्होंने दिखाया कि आपकी तरफ से जो केस फाइल करेंगे ये सब लिखेंगे उसमें, साइन कर दो. ये क्यों लिखा है, ये तो नहीं लिखना है. तो एंड ही वाज लाइक यार क्या कर रहे हो तुम, ऐसे तो केस स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं बनेगा. आई डोंट केयर. मैंने कहा नहीं, वैल्यूज नहीं जाने चाहिए, एलिगेशंस मैं वो डालूंगा जो बन रहे हैं, क्योंकि मेरे पास जेन्युइनली एक केस है यहाँ पर. आई विल जस्ट पॉइंट आउट द थिंग्स जो सच में हुई है. मुझे ये सब नहीं डालना है कि वो 15 या 25 लाख ले गई साथ में, नहीं लेके गई है भाई. तो जो हुआ है वो लिखेंगे, उतना ही रखते हैं. सो दैट्स व्हाट वाज फ्रॉम माय साइड. जब मैंने यही चीज़ मेंशन की कि एक फॉल्स केस है मेरे ऊपर ये सब, एंड मैं शायद डायरेक्टली नाम लेना अवॉइड करूँगा, बट सम लीगल पीपल जो प्रोसेस में इन्वॉल्व है कोर्ट की साइड से, उन्होंने प्रीटी मच मेरे फेस पे मुझे बोला कि देखो वो तो फॉर्मेट था, उन्होंने तो बना के डाल दिया, ये तो चलता रहता है. इनफैक्ट बीच में ऐसा भी हुआ जब मैं रिसेंटली गया, आई वाज लाइक दिस इज रियली ट्रबलिंग मी अ लॉट. मैं बार बार, राइट नाउ आई एम इन पुणे, मुझे बार बार अगर दिल्ली जाना पड़ रहा है, इट्स ट्रबलिंग मी अ लॉट. मेरा खर्चा बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा है. एंड द आंसर वॉज ऑलमोस्ट लाइक कि इंडिया में आप मेल हो और इस तरह के केस अगर डलेंगे तो आपको तो आना पड़ेगा. सो देयर इज नो वे आउट.
So Rahul, one more question which is there is that how all of this affects your social life and your general life? You know, when all of a sudden, when this allegations, domestic violence happens, how does it affect you at your social level and your career? And also, I want to understand, when these things are technically happening, it also affects your mental health, correct? How do you tackle that? What are those processes that you would like?
I went into a very dark stage, really dark stage. एक point of time पे तो good thing was कि I started keeping in touch with the marriage counselor जो हमारे second marriage counseling में involved थे. तो I just reached out to her कि ऐसे ऐसे situation हो रही है, because she was a psychologist. So I started taking my own therapy. मेरे लिए शायद वो easier option इसलिए बन गया, I'm just thinking out right now. शायद वो easier option इसलिए था कि जिसने भी कभी थेरेपी ली हो, जब स्टार्ट करते हो ना, तो इट्स लिटिल लाइक आपको डर लगता है, बिकॉज यू आर ओपनिंग अप सो मच एंड इट्स नॉट दैट इजी इमोशनली ओपन अप होना. सो मैं ओपन ऑलरेडी हो चुका था उनके सामने. वी हैड डिस्कस्ड आवर इश्यूज एंड व्हाट आई एम फीलिंग एंड नॉट, सो प्रोबब्ली इट वाज अ लिटिल इजियर ऑप्शन फॉर मी. एंड थेरेपी हेल्प्ड मी अ लॉट. आई एम सो हैप्पी दैट आई गॉट दिस आइडिया कि मुझे थेरेपी लेनी चाहिए, बिकॉज आई वॉज फेसिंग मेजर इशूज हेल्थ वाइज, नॉट जस्ट मेंटल, फिजिकली भी मैं इफेक्ट होना स्टार्ट हो चुका था. मुझे कई कई रातों तक नींद नहीं आ रही है. आई स्टार्टेड ड्रिंकिंग, आई स्टार्टेड टेकिंग लाइक अ लॉट ऑफ कॉफी, अराउंड 10-12 ब्लैक कॉफीज पर डे. या सो मेरा दिन कॉफी में निकलता था और रात शराब में. वैसा हो रहा था फॉर सम टाइम. उसके बाद ऑफ कोर्स मैं धीरे धीरे कंट्रोल पे ला रहा था उसे. आई वॉज नॉट सोशल एट ऑल. आई वॉज कीपिंग माई सेल्फ आइसोलेटेड, नॉट टॉकिंग टू एनीबडी. घर में माई मदर वॉज स्टेइंग विद मी, उनसे ही बात नहीं कर रहा हूँ मैं बिल्कुल. सो दैट ऑल हैपन्स. करियर इफेक्ट होता है, ऑफ कोर्स होता है. आपकी सेल्फ रिस्पेक्ट भी, आप सेल्फ वैल्यू करना भूल जाते हो तो वो इफेक्ट होती है, वर्थ नहीं रहती है. सो आई थिंक थेरेपी वॉज अ मेजर थिंग विच हेल्प मी टू कम आउट ऑफ इट. एंड देन आउट ऑफ थेरेपी इट सेल्फ, दैट अवेयरनेस दैट मुझे खुद को किस तरीके से ट्रैक पे रखना है, बिकॉज इट्स वेरी इजी टू स्लिप again into that stage, because system and the way things are happening, you can always start feeling really negative कि क्या ही चल रहा है मेरी जिंदगी में. But just try to have those people around you who really value you. And I think just जो taboo है ना थेरेपी का, उसको ड्रॉप करो. I'll just give that simple example I try to give to people to just make them understand कि अगर आपका एक्सीडेंट हो गया और आपको चोट लगी है, you will not say कि हाँ मैं सोचता हूँ इस बारे में. You just need to go to a doctor and get it fixed, right? So it's something like that. You are affected. अगर आपने delay किया, it will create maybe some streaks or stigmas or whatever into you, and you will just be like that forever. Just do not let that happen.
I wanted to ask you, Parul, that you were just telling us about the fact that you were actually married into a family who had your mother-in-law had a proper mental health diagnosed issue. What people fail to realize is that the people who are taking care of someone who has mental health issues also need support, also need some kind of mental help to maintain their own mental health. I also wanted you to point out what went on with your mental health during the maybe the time of taking care of your mother-in-law, taking care of your husband, listening to all of those things that you just mentioned, and what eventually made you get out of it. What were your ways of helping yourself get out of that dark phase?
First, I want to talk about what it does to the caretaker, right? So I was not very actively taking care of my mother-in-law, but my husband, he was, I think, the only person in the family who she really trusted. Okay, and she was very, very paranoid. So, you know, she would not trust a lot of people, which was also an issue with me. So even if I wanted, I couldn't do much for her because she did not trust me. But I have actually seen my ex-husband go through this turmoil. He really loved his mother, and she also loved him a lot. But when you add in paranoia and schizophrenia, it kind of becomes, you know, an obsession more than love. And that dependency, right? So because of that, I have also seen my husband go through a lot of mental pressure, but he never really accepted it. He would not really, like others around him could see it.
Correct.
But he would not, he was never able to accept that he also needs some help. And he would always just call it love, you know, that okay, this is love for my mother that I have. If she calls me 15 times a day, that's because she's worried for me, you know. He never thought that there was anything wrong or abnormal with it, you know. And I think when this whole marriage thing happened, and more issues started, because as long as they were together, just the two of them, the issues would not be that much, because he was catering to every need, even the unreasonable demands or the wants. But when I came into the picture, obviously it started affecting me as well, and then I started pointing things out, and that is when I think things became difficult, because ऐसा था ना कि अभी तक तो सब ठीक चल रहा था. We were handling her schizophrenia. Whatever was happening हमारे घर में, चाहे वो किसी भी तरह का पैरानोया हो, जो रिएक्शंस हो, या जितने भी you know, she used to hear these voices, and then she used to react on them. She used to create a lot of scenes with people and in home. But because they were just handling it ना, तो उन्हें लगा कि हम सब कुछ ठीक है. लेकिन ये आ गई है अब घर में, और अचानक से प्रॉब्लम्स बढ़ गई हैं, तो मतलब प्रॉब्लम इसमें है. You know how it is. तो मुझे लगता है कि उसके बाद में भी I really wanted us to go for marriage counseling and therapy, and also I wanted him to go for therapy individually and for me to go to therapy, but it couldn't happen because he did not have that acceptance, first of all, and he did not think that there was anything wrong with him, or he did not realize the kind of damage that it has caused him, you know, all of these years taking care of the mother and going through all of this mental turmoil. And as far as my mental health is concerned, Samay just mentioned narcissism. You know, even I was called a narcissist because I was choosing to focus on my happiness. I think there is no gray area for us women. या तो आप एकदम selfish कहलाओगे अगर आपने अपनी थोड़ी भी खुशी अगर आपने चूज की है, और या फिर आपको वो बलिदान की देवी बनना पड़ेगा. मैं चाहती थी, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने एक आइडिया प्रपोज किया कि हम एक काम करते हैं, we'll get a nice place with 2 floors, or we'll get 2 flats on the same floor in a building, you know, so that your parents are also with us. We are taking care of them. I will cook for them. I will provide, you know, lunch and dinner, everything. But I want my own kitchen, for example, you know, because kitchen is like the place where I get my solace, where I get my, you know, escape. And I love to cook. And I was not able to cook at their place, you know, because I had to cook the way my mother-in-law would ask me to cook. And she had so many paranoias that she would not let me put certain masalas in the food, or she would say that you can't cook like this. So I told him that, okay, let me have a separate kitchen. Let's get like a place which has 2 floors, and I will do everything for them, whatever you want me to do. I just want my separate space. That was my idea of, you know, going for the middle way. But he was like, no, either you stay with them or don't stay with them. He was very adamant that way, you know, because मुझे लगता है जब कोई इंसान चीज़ें वर्क करना चाहता है तो वो तरीके ढूंढता है कैसे चीज़ें वर्क हो सकती हैं, और जब कोई इंसान किसी चीज़ से भागना चाहता है तो फिर उसे सारे एक्सक्यूजेस वैसे ही चाहिए होते हैं जो उसे एस्केप करने में मदद करे. तो मुझे भी इसीलिए नार्सिसिस्ट बोला गया क्योंकि मैं अपने बारे में सोच रही थी थोड़ा, और कंप्लीटली बलिदान की देवी नहीं बनना चाहती थी. तो मेरे मन में बहुत सारे डाउट्स क्रिएट हुए. मुझे लगा कि यार मैं हूँ तो नहीं कहीं नार्सिसिस्ट, या फिर शायद मैं एक्चुअली मैं इतनी सेल्फिश हूँ. इन द प्रोसेस मुझे ये भी रियलाइज़ हुआ कि क्यों मैंने इस तरह की सिचुएशंस अपनी लाइफ में अट्रैक्ट की हैं, मेरे क्या इंटरनल इश्यूज़ हैं. तो आई थिंक बिकॉज ऑफ दैट आई रियली वेंट विद इन, and I started questioning all of the things within me, around me, my upbringing, my conditioning and everything. As a woman, how I have been brainwashed. What is it that I really want from my life? What is it that I really want from my marriage, etc. And I think that really helped me process the pain, as well as, you know, get something out of that pain, you know. And I realized that it was not all in vain. Fortunately, I did not go down that path which Samay was talking about, the destructive path. I think I've been very fortunate. I think I've had the universe on my side always. Because even in the worst of the situations, I was always thinking about how I can make myself better. So that, you know, I can face this better, as well as I can emerge out of this as a better person. Not just stronger. That was not my focus. I wanted to be better. To attract better things in my life, you know, because I I deeply believe that we are attracting everything that is vibrating on our frequency. So even if you've attracted wrong people in your life, it is because you are somewhere connected to that frequency, right?
Correct.
So I was really trying to heal all of that, and अपने vibrations को थोड़ा बढ़ाने की कोशिश कर रही थी. तो I think that way I really look at this whole thing as a blessing in disguise, because it has really helped me become so much better. And I feel like this was put in my path because of this very reason.
So you took a more spiritual approach to the whole thing instead of therapy.
Exactly. So meditation and all, going within, attending a lot of self-help workshops and a lot of these courses. I think I also I would say I did not get inclined towards therapy, because these things were really helping me. Had these things not been in my life or not been an option, I think I would have also definitely gone for therapy. Yeah.
But there's one very interesting observation I had right now, that you both have had spouses who were not willing to go to therapy. And yet you both did try to take them to some sessions. So which is a very common thing that comes to us from
also.
all of our audience, that I want to go to therapy but my husband is not ready, or I want to go to therapy but my wife is not ready. Would you guys advise forcing your partner to go to therapy?
Forcing is never an option. वो तो कभी होना ही नहीं चाहिए. I think trying to make sense and trying to just have a rational discussion, वो कर सकते हो. रीजनिंग करो और समझाने की कोशिश करो. जैसे मैंने वो एग्जांपल दिया, अगर आपको फिजिकली कुछ हेल्थ इशू हो गया है, लेकिन उसके बियॉन्ड आप क्या करोगे? क्योंकि पॉइंट ये होता है कि अगर आप सच ऑलरेडी उस जगह पहुंच चुके हो जहाँ कन्फ्लिक्ट्स हैं एंड यू आर ट्राइंग टू प्रेशराइज समवन बियॉन्ड अ पॉइंट, तो वो आपको नेगेटिवली लेने वाले हैं, राइट? तो वो और इस उनके पैरानोया को या जो भी उनके माइंड में चल रहा है आपके अगेंस्ट सस्पिशंस, दे जस्ट आर ऑन दैट पाथ इन दैट फेज, वो उसको और बढ़ा ही देगा. तो फोर्स नहीं कर सकते. मे बी जैसे मेरी तरफ से वो कोशिश ही थी that I reached out to her parents कि शायद वो वहाँ से कन्विंस होगी.
Force may be the wrong word, but trying to convince, like like for example you just said that you tried twice marriage counseling with different people, but because one partner was not willing to do something, and like Parul said that if you are willing to work on it, then you actually go to therapy and stuff like that, otherwise you run away from it. So would you guys advise even trying to convince your partner, or just like have your own therapy?
A lot of times, like I am coming from a perspective because I have seen my mother and father getting divorced, right? There are two different perspectives in a relationship or in a partnership that we call marriage today. There is one person who is looking to make the relationship work, and there is one person who is not ready, and most of the time it happens that कि दुनिया वाले हमको क्या सिखाएंगे. So what is your thought on it? And when such kind of discussion is happening between a partner, that बाहर वाले लोग या तीसरा पर्सन हमको आके क्या सिखाएगा, उसके ऊपर आप लोगों का क्या थॉट है?
मुझे लगता है कि ये जो ईगो है ना, I don't know, I would also like to ask you, have you realized or noticed that women are always more willing to go to therapy?
It was the case with both of us also, that I was willing to go to couples therapy, but I was not willing to go to my own therapy.
Okay.
So I did not have the awareness that if अगर हम दोनों के बीच में issue है and Karan is not ready or not convinced to go to therapy, then I could have started my own. But I didn't do that. I just kept waiting and blaming Karan. So like you said, my ego came in between. That मैं अपनी therapy क्यों लूँ? Because मुझे कोई issue नहीं है. The issues are coming from this person, so I should take him to therapy.
But for whatever reason, I feel that women are more inclined towards taking help. Even if you go back in history, you would always see that women used to reach out to other women, to take care of the children, to manage the household, asking for recipes, etc., etc. They are always more open to receiving help. And when it comes to men, they, I think, are a little more closed. So I think when it comes to therapy, the same thing applies. Men are not very open to taking help, discussing their problems out in the open, and women are like, okay, whatever it takes, even if it takes therapy, even if it takes, just to put everything out in the open, I'm willing to do that if it saves the relationship.
Correct.
But I also feel like in Samay's case, I think the one person who is the more rational or who's the most sensible person, जिसके लिए ये important है कि सही चीज हो, ये इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है कि कौन जीतेगा, ये इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है कि तुम गलत हो या मैं गलत हूँ, कौन सही है हम में से. अगर आपका फोकस इस पर है कि इट इज us against the world, not us against each other, right? And whatever it takes for us to work and whatever it takes for us to become better, we are willing to do that. I think वो अगर mentality दोनों लोगों की है, तो फिर whether it is therapy or any other kind of self work, because it takes a lot of responsibility, commitment, it also takes a lot of looking yourself in the eye. Most of us want to just blame the other person, right? इट्स नॉट लाइक कि मेरे और मेरे एक्स हस्बैंड के बीच में ऐसे इश्यूज नहीं होते थे जब मैं बोलती थी नहीं तुम ही गलत हो, और वो भी ये कहता था कि तुम ही गलत हो. हम अपनी गलतियां इसीलिए भी नहीं मानना चाहते हैं कई बार, क्योंकि उससे ये प्रूव हो जाएगा कि मेरी वजह से ये दिक्कत है ना, तो फिर अब हर बार यही बोला जाएगा कि हाँ तुमने तो बोला था कि तुम्हारी वजह से दिक्कत है, तुमने मान लिया था, सो नाउ यू हैव टू वर्क, राइट? क्योंकि बहुत ईगो आ जाता है, बहुत ये आता है. तो आई थिंक व्हेन यू गो टू थेरेपी, बोथ ऑफ यू हैव टू सरेंडर, both of you have to say that, okay, you know what, I am ready to take ownership for my part that I'm playing in the whole problem. And I feel that needs a lot of courage. So I think it's not about men and women as much as it about, what is the outcome that you're looking for. If you're just looking for some kind of validation कि मैं सही था या मैं गलत था, तो शायद आप थोड़ा सा डरोगे थेरेपी में जाने से, क्योंकि हो सकता है वहाँ जाने के बाद आपको ये रियलाइज़ करा दिया जाए. बट इफ़ यू आर रियली लुकिंग कि ठीक है, अगर मैं गलत हूँ तो मैं भी विलिंग हूँ, मुझे इससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता गलत कौन है, मुझे इससे फ़र्क पड़ता है कि मेरा रिश्ता बचना चाहिए. एंड देयर इज़ अनदर आस्पेक्ट टू थेरेपी विच आई रियली थिंक दैट ऑल कपल्स शुड अंडरस्टैंड, that going to therapy doesn't always mean that your marriage will be saved. You have to go to therapy to get more clarity about what is right and what is wrong, to understand what is it that is creating those issues, and whether that can be worked upon, because there are a lot of issues I think that cannot be worked upon. If two people are not inherently compatible, you cannot make them compatible, right? और ऐसी कोई ज़रूरत भी नहीं है ज़बरदस्ती एक दूसरे के साथ में compatible होने की. It should be little effortless, right? तो अगर आप ये सोच के थेरेपी में जा रहे हो कि आपकी शादी ठीक ही हो जाएगी, तो ड्रॉप दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन. अगर आपने डिसाइड कर भी लिया है ना कि आपको डिवोर्स लेना है, तो भी एक बार थेरेपी ट्राई करो, क्योंकि हो सकता है कि वहाँ जाने के बाद आपको आपका डिसीजन और ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग हो जाए कि हमने तो ये सोचा था सही है, बट अब हमें एक एक्सटर्नल अश्योरेंस भी मिल गया है कि हाँ, हालांकि थेरेपिस्ट आपको नहीं बोलेगा कि आप डिवोर्स ले लो, लेकिन आपको एक क्लैरिटी मिलेगी जिससे आपको समझ में आएगा कि व्हाट इज वर्थ इसके, वेयर आर यू हेडेड, राइट? और फिर आपको जिंदगी भर एक रिग्रेट नहीं रहेगा. वरना कई बार आपको लगेगा कि यार डिवोर्स ले लिया था, क्या चीज़ें वर्क कर लेनी चाहिए थी. आई थिंक वो इफ्स एंड बट्स से आप बच सकते हो. तो अगर कपल्स ये समझें, क्योंकि कई बार है ना, जैसे समय के केस में था और मेरे केस में था कि वन पार्टनर इज नॉट विलिंग, तो वो इसीलिए भी, जैसे माय हस्बैंड मे बी ही हैड दिस अंडर डीप डाउन कि इफ आई गो टू थेरेपी दैट हो सकता है कि आई विल बी फोर्स्ड टू लिव विथ हर, बट आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेड अप माई माइंड, सो इसलिए भी मुझे नहीं करना खर्चा और नहीं देना टाइम, क्योंकि मैं सोच ही चुका हूँ, राइट? तो आई थिंक ये नोशन ड्रॉप कर देना चाहिए एंड जस्ट डोंट एक आउटकम इतना ज़्यादा डिसाइड करके मत जाओ, जस्ट गो फॉर इट. आई फील,
आई थिंक शी इज़ क्वाइट राइट. सबसे पहले अपना माइंड क्लियर करना ज़रूरी है कि आप थेरेपी में क्यों जा रहे हो. अगर आपका पर्पस थेरेपी में जाने का सिर्फ अपनी वैलिडेशन लेने के लिए है, तो फिर कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल हमारे केस में यही हुआ था. द फर्स्ट मैरिज काउंसलिंग फेल्ड because she then decided कि this is not working out. Now she had other issues as well at psychological level, because of which she started saying कि he was talking ridiculous things to me. मुझे बहुत घटिया बातें बोलता था वो. I think वो notion ऐसा निकल के आ रहा था as if he was saying some explicit things to her, जो कि odd थी. But I'm sure it was not the case. Maybe he was trying to just figure out where exactly she is, to just understand where she is lying. right? And I remember I had to communicate that to our therapist, and he was a very, very senior guy, quite aged, worked for a lot of years in the space and had an NGO and very well respected. He told me that I just wish you guys well, and I hope it figures out. But the thing was कि after a few sessions he actually came to a point जहाँ पे वो हाँ में हाँ नहीं मिला पा रहा था with her, and he just pointed it out to her directly that I need to have sessions just with you because I don't think he can do anything now. So I need to have one-to-one sessions with you. We need to work on you. And I think he used the word narcissism as well. So she just got triggered like anything, that how dare he, this is not the way you deal with someone. And at that point of time her thought was ki narcissism is also a psychological issue. So how can you talk to a mental patient and point it out that you are a mental patient? So something like that, and dropped out of those sessions. And pretty much similar thing happened in the second counseling as well. And at that time therapist also told me that I am really concerned, मेरा पहला concern यही है कि ये drop ना करे sessions, because जहाँ इसको feel हुआ कि नहीं this is not working out for me, she'll just drop it. So I need to explain things very carefully to her. But sometimes during these sessions when आप blame डाल रहे हो, सामने वाला blame डाल रहा है, बातें चल रही हैं, if it's not making sense, maybe as a therapist you also have to just point it out that no, this is not right. You cannot say this or you cannot do this. I think some things like that happened, and she dropped again. So basically I feel that she was looking for that validation कि समय को समझाया जाए that he should fix things the way he is working, को अपने ऊपर काम करने की ज़रूरत है. And I think that was one of the reasons that for in both the cases she said that you go for your therapy first and then I'll join in because you have the issues with you. So yeah, that's a bit of a blocker.
This also reminds me of my friend's case who was going through something very similar. So when he proposed counseling to his wife, the first thing the wife said is that I will choose the therapist. Because he was like, she thinks that I will choose a therapist and then I will, have a meeting with the therapist and tell him कि ना इसकी गलती निकालना. उसको इतना भी भरोसा नहीं था. उसने बोला ठीक है चल, you choose the therapist. And she came up with the most expensive therapist. They used to live in Dubai. Okay, so she came up with the most expensive therapist in Dubai. Obviously, he couldn't afford it. So she was like, okay, you told me कि कोई भी therapist choose कर लो. Now you're like, said कि कोई भी कर लो, but he should be little in the budget. So then he said, okay, this is the budget. Now you choose. Then she chose the therapist and they went to that therapist. And then when he started pointing out the issues in the wife, then the wife was like कि मैं नहीं जाऊँगी इस therapist के पास, ये तो खुद पागल है, ये मुझे क्या वो करेगा, ये हमें क्या बताएगा, ये तो खुद पागल है. तो ये this reminds me of that exactly, because वही है कि why this is another reason why people are not willing to go for therapy, because like I said, it takes a lot of courage. अगर आपका goal healing नहीं है ना, तो आप therapist के पास चले जाओ. And it comes it takes us to your question कि force करना और convince करना ठीक है या नहीं. मुझे लगता है कि आप self work के लिए, inner work के लिए किसी को force कर ही नहीं सकते. और अगर आपने force कर ले भी गए ना, the first step itself is opening up. That person will not open up. तो therapist cannot do anything. It's not like a surgery or something, कि they will force you open and whatever needs to be done they'll do. First of all, I think आपको first step लेना पड़ेगा. 50% of the job is yours. Therapist is only going to help you navigate through those issues. तो force करना तो help नहीं करता है, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अगर आपने, जैसे मेरा regret ये है कि मुझे अपने ex husband को ये बोलना चाहिए था कि even if you want to get separated, let's first go for therapy. It doesn't matter whether things work out between us or not, but this is my condition, that we'll at least take 10 sessions of therapy first and then we will get separated. I feel like it would have made some difference, maybe not in the outcome, but I think it would have also given him and me more clarity about what we want to do with our life moving ahead, irrespective of our marriage working or not. तो वो तो है, लेकिन अगेन मे बी मैं कन्विंस करके ले भी जाती एंड ही वुड हैव बीन लाइक कि हाँ ठीक है तुम बोलो, तुम्हें जो बोलना है, आई डोंट हैव टू से एनीथिंग, आई विल नॉट से एनीथिंग, सो देन आई डोंट नो व्हाट आई वुड हैव डन.
And that's something that we've faced as well, right? That a lot of people come to us where one of the partner has convinced the other partner to join in, and when we do those calls, even though we are not therapists, we are more like coaching them to see the good parts of the relationship. the other partner is more or less, like you said, not willing to open up, not willing to talk, because in his mind or her mind, they are convinced that I don't need this.
Yeah.
You got me here, so you do whatever work you need to do.
And communicating also with them is very, very difficult, because you're not able to actually reach what is the exact cause that you both guys are not able to, make or things possible for you guys. So I think
Finally, आप दोनों के divorces, one is in process and one is happened already. So Parul, I wanted to ask you that since you did a mutual divorce, this concept of alimony, did that exist in the mutual divorce as well? If yes, then how did it happen? If no, then why did that happen?
So that's it from our side, guys. I hope you have learned a lot of things from this episode. We decided to do this episode because we received a lot of comments from everyone, and we decided that it is very, very necessary to give a man and a woman perspective.
So I hope both of these perspectives are going to help you. I hope as a community we can all come together to find solutions like this and stop judging each other on whatever is going on. A very heartfelt gratitude and thank you to the two loved ones who came here and told us everything in detail about such a private affair of their life, so that for the larger good for this community, everybody else can see what truly goes behind when a marriage gets converted into a divorce. So I hope you guys can tell us in the comments whatever you're feeling, you're going through, whatever clarity you might have got from this episode. It was a very long discussion, so this is only the first half of it. The next half of it will be released very soon, so see you in that episode.
Please do like, share and subscribe. We are available on all social media platforms. Also, if you are facing any issues, we are available on one-on-one calls. If you need to talk to me personally, if you need to talk to Shokhi, all the links are mentioned in the description below. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.